first question, how do you like Poland?
I'm only 6 months, as I said, here in Poland, but I like it very much. So we're here with the family. So I have my wife and 3 kids, and I like the country very much. Yeah? So we have traveled a lot already. So we have been in various parts of Poland. I have a lot on my to-do list still, and so far we enjoy it. Yeah? So I think it's a great country for us and for the family to be.
So British American Tobacco has a strategy of reducing CO2 by 50% to year 2025. So can you elaborate on that? What does it mean, and how are we planning on accomplishing that?
There are several elements in our plans that will help doing this. Mainly this is of course associated with the reduction of the energy usage and with the reduction of the usage of the other natural resources, like for example natural gas. So when we talk specifically about the plans for Augustov, we already have discussed some of the initiatives which reduce the losses of the energy in the process, and also reusing the heat that we have from our equipment, already existing equipment. So you create this closed circle, of energy, which allows you to reduce your energy consumption. On top of that, we're working on a very ambitious plan to reduce our CO2 emissions even further, but this will require a significant investment, as our main consumption of CO2 is natural gas that we use to heat the water and generate the steam, as our production process is very steam intensive. To do that, we're planning to basically replace the natural gas with the electric power coming from the solar panels. So this will require, as I mentioned, a big investment. So we have already developed a project which will mean building our own solar plant, which will source the solar energy, which will be fully renewable energy, to fully replace our natural gas consumption. So that is our part of the plan.
How costly will be this next step?
I cannot say the final, number, because the project is still under revision, but I can definitely say that would be several million euro. Yeah, so it's a big investment. We also realize that with the current prices for natural, gas, it's not paying off very fast, but it's an investment in the future, and it's an investment in our agenda for environment and sustainability. So we still consider this for the next 2 years to be prepared and implemented. Yeah.
And is this the part of the plan up to 2025?
Yes, definitely. Yes, so this is planned up to 2025. We plan to start some preparations already in 2022, because this will require also, some of the technical works like replacement of the cables and some preparation, and then probably the main phases of the project in 23 and 24. As I mentioned, it's a huge project with a really big investment behind it.
And do you believe that becoming power neutral, or maybe CO2 neutral, is possible for such a large company as yours?
It is possible. So in terms of the CO2 neutrality, the concept of neutrality is that you try to reduce your CO2 emissions as much as you can, but then you reach a certain limit where you can't go below. Yeah, and then you basically go for the offsets. Yeah, so you buy on the market the permission to have a certain level of the CO2 emissions. We have already some examples, like this year, for example, our plant in Switzerland became fully carbon neutral. Yeah, and they have received the carbon neutrality certificate a couple of months ago. And there are more factories which have already done this journey, but none of them is as big as Augustov. Yeah, because again, we are the biggest factory in Europe in our group, and we're the second biggest in the world. Yeah, so, and when you talk about the manufacturing facility of that size and of that scale, it's difficult to reduce your CO2 footprint. Yeah, but we will still do this. Yeah, so this is possible, and it's part of our plan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.